had so many girls on the show tell me that Lizzo is like above a 5, which is just like it's Lizzo. Come on. Like, stop.
But I think everyone's scale is different at the end of the day. What your 5 is,
someone else.
Someone else is different to someone else's 5.
I think objectively, like if you're 300 pounds, you're below a 5.
But that's your opinion, though. That's your opinion.
I mean,
that's your opinion.
Okay, but it's based off of reality, which women don't like to live in, because even this is like not reality, and you know it on some level, because you know if you walk into a bar with Lizzo, you guys are all going to get more attention than Lizzo. Like
not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Like if you're looking for exceptions, it's not the rule. Like you could take dating app data where we let's put your profile and Lizzo's profile. Who's going to get more attention? It's going to be you. We could go into a modeling agency and say who are they going to sign, you or Lizzo? In general, unless you do that Victoria's Secret the new body positivity type shit. I know again exceptions, but whenever you go anywhere where there's like an objective standard of beauty where like people are find this the most attractive in general, you guys are all prettier than Lizzo, and that's not.
I guess my question is, and I think you make some again interesting points around like. It's really helpful to see that. Like, I don't know if you guys always see like the stats that come out from certain dating apps. I don't know if I'm allowed to say certain names, but they produce these stuff, right? Like who comes out as the most desirable women. My question would be...
And modeling agencies.
By whose beauty standards?
I was just going to say that.
I mean, I would say like collectively society as a whole. So if you survey men and women as a whole, and if you survey men and women as a whole in general in most societies, in most societies throughout the world, everywhere. I guarantee, like just based on let me finish. In most societies throughout the world, everywhere, if we put a picture of you guys and a picture of Lizzo, if you ask most guys and most girls, they would find you more attractive.
In West Africa?
And except they always this is what girls do. Like, sorry, I've been doing this a couple months, not you personally, but like this is what they'll do. They'll bring up the one exception, and that one society in West Africa. You're right. There's one society in West Africa where that is the exception, but everywhere else. That is the rule.
I think that's such a Eurocentric way of viewing beauty. Look at the size of Africa. Look at the size of Europe.
I won't even do all that. I think what we can also look at is just beauty standards shift, right? Like I was 10 years 100%. Ago, having a fat ass was like, okay, you. But nowadays it's like if you don't have a fat ass, you're not attractive.
Exactly.
Right?
So that stays a while.
Wait, talking to your.
Sorry, it stays a while when there's a standard set. So. Let's say 10 years ago, being a supermodel thin was in fashion. It will stay there for a little bit, then there'll come another trend.
Yeah.
So it's not like it just changes.
But the point I'm making is that the issue that I'm having is, and I agree with you. It's weird. I didn't think I was going to disagree with you as much as I'm doing today. But when it comes down to that number of like, or you're a 5 and below, it's like, okay, 10 years ago, if I had a fat ass, then I'm a 5 and below.
But I didn't say 10 years ago. I said today.
But I'm just saying, like, it shifts. So for you to say, like, I'm not going to comment on Lizzo, but for you to say that so definitively that if you're over this, you're that, I think that's what people have a hard time dealing with. And on top of that, it's like we connect that. What's that 5 mean?
Okay. Do you think in most of human history, there probably wasn't even women over 300 pounds in most of human history, but since the development of like obesity, has obesity ever been desired by and large by men? By and large,
I can't comment on that. I can't comment. I don't know.
Come on, just with your common sense. Just with your common sense.
I mean, with my common sense, I want to say no, but that's from my bias, right? Like, I don't know what
Just by and large.
I just think, personally speaking, in London, in terms of 2022 now, what is considered like a 10 is very different, like we said, was 5 years ago. And I'm not going to lie, being thick, which is... thick comes in all different shapes and sizes. Thick can go from somebody that is, let's say, a size 12, but she's got really thick thighs or a big bum or something, to someone that's a size 18. It is different. I would say I don't personally agree to say someone that's over 300 pounds would then be considered below a 5. I don't personally agree with that. And I think a lot of, I'm going to say, especially in London, specifically, I don't think a lot of people are going to sit there and say that, to be honest.
I mean, I think sometimes like you have a warped worldview because like the society is made for women. So like 70 to 80% of consumer buying decisions are made by women. And so you see the whole media is tailored towards women. So when you see women in the media, it's like pretty much just to cater to women. But the thing is, like, the majority of the most desired women, if they're thicker, they have a small waist. It's always been the hourglass.
But you get some women that could be over 300 pounds and have a small waist. That happens. Have you seen that? I've definitely seen it.
Over
You've definitely seen that. Some, no, okay, but I'm saying you can see some girls that are maybe, let's say,
I'm pretty tall. I know what a
size 18
I know,
or size 20.
no. I'm in the top 1% of height. If I was 300 pounds,
No, you're right. But I've been pleasantly surprised. Like sometimes you'll ask a girl,
I weigh more. I weigh more. I have a friend that's 6'5".
Yeah.
And we would weigh more than you would expect.
Exactly.
But I'm saying it's 300. No.
300's pushing it. 300's definitely pushing it. Because, I don't know what 300 looks like on a guy, let alone a girl. But
I mean, I always like to counter question to ask all the ladies in the room. Generally speaking, would you be more attracted to a man that's over 6 foot or around that region there in comparison to someone, let's say my height, 5'7", with a good personality, naturally with your instincts? What do you feel?
You're selling yourself well. I love it.
Hey, listen, I've got to keep it real.
I feel like we should be diplomatic. I feel like you haven't spoken that much. I should.
Well, personally, I've never been interested in height. Like, it doesn't bother me whether they're the same height as me, taller, shorter, whatever. Like, I am much more of an emotional person than I am sort of that side of things. That's not what I initially go for. It's like that connection with the person. I don't care whether they're taller than me or not, or whether they've got, a dad bod or a six pack. Like that aesthetic side of it isn't important. Obviously, you've got to have an attraction to somebody to want to be with them. But I don't think I would necessarily go for somebody who's got those norms. If they do, they do. But that's not what I intentionally look for.
Yeah.
Kind of echo what she said.
Yeah, no, I literally echo what you
Would
said.
you guys date a guy 3 inches shorter than you?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Who said no?
Me.
Yeah, okay, at least you're honest.
I think I'm just.
No, I have. I'm being dead honest.
Okay.
I would date somebody who's the same height as me, but personally, I would just feel like, you see, if I wear heels, I understand like there is that element, but I would overall like to be with a man that's at least the same height as me or taller, because it just makes me feel like, I don't know, I think it's more masculine. I'm just attracted to that, personally.
But if you had like the best connection with someone and you honestly were like, this person is my soulmate, like I can get on with them better than anyone else, and I generally want to, spend the rest of my life with them, whatever. But then you he's a few inches shorter than me.
I'm just being realistic, because you see, I'm not necessarily like a man, like a visual creature, but the first thing you look at is actually looks. So even if, let's say, you're not my usual type, or there is something about you that's, like, oh, you're not my perfect type, I feel like there needs to be that sort of attraction. And if there's no attraction between me and that person, I would just see them more as a friend per se. And that's just me personally.
No, I do agree with you in that sense. Like, in terms of your original question, would I date a guy that's your height or the same height as me? Yes, I would. If someone was 3 inches shorter than me, no, I wouldn't. Mainly because I...